Second round of the NFL playoffs, we have Drew Carter, Jay Carter, Drew Carter, Jay Jackson. You guys are brothers. How about that? Gross. All right. The Saints against the Seahawks. The Saints are 7.5-point underdogs. I will start with Jay Carter.
Yeah.
Jay Jackson. Jay Jackson, what do you think?
Saints are 7.5.
7.5-point underdogs. But it's in Seattle. Remember, it's in Seattle.
Jesus, man.
What do you think?
You know what? Fine. Yeah, okay, you're going to make me do it? I'll take the Seahawks.
You're taking the Seahawks? Yeah. Okay, all right, interesting. So you think they're going to win by 8 points?
10.
You want to make a side bet? I don't. We'll talk off the air.
Yes, the Seahawks will win. I have played in an NFC Championship game in Seattle, 2005.
Oh, so they were at this stadium, obviously.
What's that? The stadium? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That stadium, there was definitely a 12th man. I could barely hear Jake Delhomme tell the plays.
Oh, tell me, talk about that a little bit. You were telling me before we went on the air.
Especially when you're backed up to the 20 or whatever, or further, and it's a crucial part of the game. Mm-hmm. That stadium, literally, I remember they came into play, and Jake Delhomme came in, and you could not hear a thing. You would just see his lips go. And I'm like, I hope I'm running the right play. I hope I don't get cussed out.
But you tried to read his lips, right?
Oh yeah, and I honestly, because he's so like, he's very country and very just like animated in his mouth. You can kind of understand what he's saying. Mm-hmm. But I mean, there's no that 12 man is no joke, and especially the elements. I don't know what the weather's going to be like too.
Sure.
You know, weather-wise in the passing game doesn't really mix. So I'm giving Seahawks.
Can I ask for another aspect of that story? What were you across from him in the huddle? Like, there's guys closer to him. Were you the furthest man from him?
Usually, like how the offensive linemen are going to be in the front part of the huddle, and then Jake will come into the side, and the receiver's going to be in the back. So you just sit there, and he would come and basically.
You're kind of furthest from him.
So it'd be like receiver, and you'd be like, and you almost could be like this with him, and I would look at him, and you'd be like, it's not like you're like the farthest guy away. You'd be right next to him, and be like, and sometimes he would just grab you and be like. Go that way. You'd be like, oh, okay.
That was you, obviously.
Yeah. No, I'm usually grabbing Steve Smith to be like, the place this way. Like.
Steve Smith wouldn't grab you. You'd grab Steve Smith. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, off the air. Off the air stuff.
Let me tell you about that.
Last question for you about the 12th man. When you were preparing for it, was there any like real way to prepare for it?
They do the noise thing. You saw that. Saints coach is doing that, but
they painted the Seahawks logo at midfield.
There's nothing you really can prepare. I mean, the noise stuff works, but there's no pressure with the noise. This is totally different when you have pressure. Pressure is the most thing that affects most players because all of a sudden you're more worried about the noise than you are the play. Then you're not really thinking. Pressure makes
interesting.
Hand signals.
So you're both taking the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Saints. 7.5-point underdog. Come on, man. It's Drew Brees in the playoffs. I say 4 points. 4 points, maybe a touchdown. Not even the extra point.
That's why they
sure,
were 7.5 on.
Totally.
What happened didn't they play last year and the Beast had that run and pushed?
That was a few years ago. Beast mode? That was a few years ago.
Wasn't that like...
Yeah, he trucked... oh boy, I'm blanking on his name. He went to Indiana. I'm blanking on his name.
That intercepted Peyton Manning.
Yes, he went to Indiana. I can't believe it. Oh my God, my alma mater is going to kill me. All right, so I'm taking the Saints. The Colts are in Foxborough playing the Tom Brady's. The Colts are 7-point road underdogs. Drew Carter.
Agreed. Can't beat Tom Brady in the playoffs.
Cannot.
Not especially
at home.
Colts. I mean, the Colts shouldn't have won last week. Honestly,
if it wasn't for the Chiefs' injuries, they may not.
They had an injury bug, which was I've never seen in my life. Every guy went down every play, but I don't ever bet against Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
Do you think they win by more than 7?
Yes.
If you had to think, if you had to give me a number, what do you think?
I would say 14, 2 touchdowns.
14 points.
I think they'd be about 2 touchdowns.
Would you like to talk off the air as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, Jr.
You know what? Let's go ahead. Let's make it fun. I'm taking the Colts. They lose by 6.
Interesting. Okay, all right. Andrew Luck is certainly a proven quarterback in his 3rd year now, I believe, out of Stanford.
Proven in the playoffs?
No, not proven in the playoffs.
Not even from that
not
first
proven
game.
in the playoffs.
Okay, that's all. I'm just saying.
Well, the spread's not 14; it's 7.
The Chiefs game, did he prove anything to you then? At all?
The second half he did.
The ball sometimes the ball bounces the right way for you and it falls in your lap and you just jump over.
You know what, Drew? In the words of Rasheed Wallace, Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie.
'Cause I mean,
I'm going to
by
take
the
the
way,
Patriots, by the way.
By the way, he didn't prove anything to me last week.
Nothing.
No.
Okay, now here's
I mean, as far as playoffs, like I'm not going to Andrew Luck, playoff quarterback.
No,
he's
here's the
good.
thing.
Of
He
course.
had,
Nobody's
he
taking that
had
away
2
from him.
picks. He wasn't doing 3 picks.
He had 3 picks.
Yeah, he wasn't doing anything.
No, he
exciting.
was bad.
Yeah.
He was bad. And then the injury bug hit the Chiefs, and he had a really good second half. But out of anything, it showed me he's good. He's going to be great. He's going to be great.
This is what you don't do.
But he had one good half
Don't
of
leave
football.
him. Don't leave him in the game, because then he may beat you. Andrew Luck does work well under pressure.
Oh, right.
If he's in the game,
You're saying like don't let the Chiefs, the Colts hang around.
in the
is what
fourth
you're
quarter,
saying.
hopefully for the Patriots' sake, they're up by the 14 that he's talking about.
By the way, what a story with T.Y. Hilton. He wasn't even going to make the roster this year. He was competing with Darius Hayward-Bay.
Yeah.
And then he somehow comes out of nowhere, Florida International product. The
You
49ers.
know he chose Florida International, they said.
Yes.
His son, he had a hat in his bedroom, and his 2-year-old son kept crawling to Florida International hat. He kept just I guess the whole week he was trying to decide, so he's like, I'm going to go ahead and go with Florida International.
It's a great story.
Yeah.
49ers at Panthers. I'm not going to even go to Drew. The 49ers are, this is a pick'em game. So, Jay, let's start with you.
Jesus, man. You know what? I'm rooting for the Panthers, and I think the 49ers are going to win, though.
So you're taking the Niners?
Yeah. Even though I don't want them to win. This is personal side of it.
Okay, Drew, over under, are the Panthers going to win by 68 points? For those who don't know, Drew played for the Carolina Panthers.
I did. So,
okay.
Obviously, home game, Panthers, first playoff game in a while. Defense is great. Not good, great.
Didn't look great against the Saints.
Shut down Frank Gore, they win.
You know, it's interesting you say that because Michael Schur, one of our coworkers, longtime 2YT member, he says that everything starts with Frank Gore.
Everything.
You shut down Frank Gore, you could shut down the Niners.
Frank Gore didn't have a great week last week.
No, but he opened up a lot of the passing game, and out of anything, more eyeballs were on him, which helped Kaepernick roll out. That and a bunch of Packers
so will that
injuries.
happen this week? Can they stop him?
I don't know.
Kaepernick, who looks like he's decided to start running again in the right times. Do they? Their defense is great. I agree.
Yeah.
Do they have someone that's ready whenever he springs that on
I
them?
mean, they do have different defensive schemes where they have a spy. They do a spy. They definitely are going to have a spy for
What
Kaepernick.
linebacker can spy and keep up with Colin Kaepernick?
Yes. Yes.
I think they do.
Yes.
No, I think
Yes.
there's one that can. As long as they don't get surprised by it. So
Maybe if you put Bowman out there, or Patrick Willis out there. Luke Kuechly could potentially be that guy, but you don't want to take him out of whatever scheme that he is running right now. Here's why I'm going to take the Niners. I like the experience, and I like the fact that the head coach has more experience than Ron Rivera. Look, man, if the Panthers are down, I don't know, 13-10, I don't know, third quarter-ish, and he hasn't really gone for it yet on fourth down at like the 35-yard line, he's going to do it. And they're going to screw up, and that's going to turn into 7 points, minimum 3 for the
Panthers
Niners.
are not built to come back, for sure. They're not a
Agreed.
team to build, they're not going to be able to just put up points. So if they're down, it's going to be a definitely hard thing to do.
But you know what? I think
Yeah.
Cam Newton can pick apart their secondary. I think he can. Do you really stop and think about the 49ers defense and think about their secondary? I think about their linebackers and I think about their schemes. Not that they have so many shutdown
don't think about
corners
their
and over the
DBs.
top. No.
Carlos Rogers and